Hey guys, Alex here from Homeschool of Bel Air. So today's video, I'm going to give you guys a quick update as to how my freshman is doing. It sounds so crazy to say that. So I ended up having the boys, or the kids, not the boys, the kids start school back in June. We decided to start a little earlier. Normally we start that first week of August. But we decided to start early just because we were completing a lot of things. I knew we were going to have to take a couple days off because we were going to have family in town. We like to take Vincent's birthday off in July. So because of that, and because we were starting a lot of new curriculum, I wanted June and July to be kind of a trial period for us before that first week of August. So I wanted to be able to weed things out and have enough time to buy anything that I needed to buy to either supplement or if we needed to change anything, which did end up happening, but I'll kind of go over with that as I introduce our curriculum and what we're what's actually working and we're actually working through. So if any of you guys saw my curriculum picks video, there's going to be a couple changes. There's going to be a few things that I pulled out. And again, that was part of the reason why I wanted to start in June, so like that I can weed things out and then obviously keep the stuff that was, you know, a hit. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start with language arts. As far as language arts, we decided to stick with the all-in-one curriculum. This is, if you guys saw my curriculum picks video, you guys might have seen this. Everything is on the computer. So any time he opens up his lesson, I do have everything on a flash drive and he just sticks it inside of his computer. He does his lesson and then he has his activity page for said day. This is what his notebook looks like. This is what some of the pages look like for the activity pages as far as his lessons go. He gets vocabulary with this. He once in a while gets writing assignments. Things like that. I mean, it's what it's called. It's all in one. The only thing he doesn't get a lot of is grammar, but obviously that's why and I'll get to that in a second. We are actually a solid, a solid 54 lessons in. And I don't want to share too much because he does have, obviously he has worked on all of this already. Now, as far as the all-in-one, he's really enjoying it. So one of the things that, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and pull it up on the computer so you guys can see, because I know I didn't really offer much information on the all-in-one as far as the 9th grade level. Initially, when I purchased this curriculum, this is the levels that I purchased. And I did like them a lot, and this is why I did purchase the 7th grade for my middle son. But initially, this is what got me to buy them. So let me go ahead and pull it up on the computer, and I'll kind of share with you guys what one whole lesson would look like. Okay, so I opened it up. So this is what one lesson would look like. He's going to be starting lesson 55 tomorrow, which is his Friday lesson. So right now he's actually reading through the Adventures of Tom Sawyer. So part of the reason why I like this curriculum is because all the literature is included. So I didn't have to purchase any additional books for this. Everything that he reads is on here. So it gives you his vocabulary words, and actually let me pull out his sheet. So this would be his activity sheet for that. So he would have to write the word, write the definition, and then create a sentence based on that word. Then he has a little bit of comprehension question based on the chapters that he reads for Tom Sawyer. And I guess that would be it for that lesson here. So again, his lesson there, so he would just have to scroll. There's that one page, there's that one, and there is the chapter. So chapter, what is that, 31 that he's starting tomorrow, and everything that he reads is on here. And then that is his chapter 31, and then what is that, chapter 32 that he would have to read also tomorrow, and chapter 33, and then it would move on to lesson 56, which would be his Monday lesson. And then same thing, and here it'll probably give him a review. Let me see what it says, review vocabulary words. Then he would have to finish reading these chapters. I'm trying to think if he has any activity as far as, oh yeah, so he would have a vocabulary lesson again, and some comprehension questions, and then there's the chapters. So that's what it would look like, and it just kind of goes on. Every so often he'll have either a writing assignment, a little essay. Like for instance, here he would have an essay for the chapters that he read there. So they'll give him the little discussion questions for his essay, and then he would move on to the next. I believe he's finishing this book next week. Yeah, then he starts his next. He's going to start reading The Mask of the Red Death by Edgar Allan Poe. So again, for that, it would be the same kind of setup. So he would have his lesson, vocabulary. It's going to give you a little bit about what a character's protagonist, antagonist are, the setting, a plot, and then narrative elements here, a little paragraph summarizing the plot of the story. And then I'm trying to see if it'll give them the story itself. There it is. So by lesson 63, he'll have the story. Actually, no, this is more of a, probably before he starts reading, a little introduction to who Edgar, yeah, that's what it is. Okay, so a little introduction as to who Edgar Allan Poe is, and then comprehension, and then we get into the story. So there is The Mask of the Red Death, Edgar Allan Poe vocabulary, and then it's going to give him his little comprehension there for section 1, and then obviously the literature for that section 1. So that is basically what the curriculum looks like, because I know someone's going to ask, and that is it. Now, we are really enjoying this curriculum, and I also wanted to let you guys know I'm always here, guys, to assist in homeschool curriculum and things that are working for us. I'm never here. Just note that I'm not here to insist on anything. I'm not going to make this seem like it's a wonderful curriculum. You need to buy it. You guys can use whatever works for you guys. I'm just letting you guys know that it's working for us. I didn't look into too much of the books that are included in this. I just knew that I wanted something that was geared towards 9th grade, where he can get his language arts 9th grade credit with ease. I didn't have to really research much, and I did just kind of go on a whim and went ahead and purchased it. I felt like it was a great price for what I was getting, and he's really enjoying it. So I'm going to stick to that. So again, that is what he's working through. That is for language arts. Again, it doesn't do a lot of grammar with this level with the 9th grade. So we are working through the Fix-It Grammar. Right now, I have him on book 5, which is The Frog Prince. He's really enjoying this. We're also liking that because this is pretty time consuming with the, sometimes he has to write an essay. Sometimes he has to just do tons of comprehension or tons of reading. He's loving that it's one sentence and it's just, a quick little lesson. He gets to do it and then that's it. We're done. So this has been working out amazing for him. Again, I started him on level 5. For vocabulary and spelling, we're working through the word roots level 1. This one here is working out fine. There's certain things that I have him skip just because I feel like it's busy work, and a lot of the stuff that I cross out are things that I feel he's already kind of done with his regular language arts. So I feel like, oh, okay, you don't have to do that today. So this he works out of 2 to 3 times a week, depending on how many pages per lesson we get. He's enjoying this. He's actually enjoying this quite a bit. Let me go ahead and move on. Okay, so the next thing we are working through for his science credit is Earth Science. Again, this is part of the all-in-one. I like it because he gets his Earth Science credit for that. Obviously, his language arts through that. And it just made it easy for me to kind of set it up this way. So the Earth Science he's really enjoying. And it's basically the same thing. His lessons are on the computer. He just opens up his little flash drive and the lessons are set up for him. All the reading is like his textbook is basically here. So he gets to read whatever his lesson tells him to do. And then he has his activity page. So for instance, this one, he would have to write a 1 or 2 paragraph sentence following whatever it tells him to do here. And then he gets a little bit of comprehension on the lesson. And then that's it. He moves on to the next lesson. So we do 1 lesson a day. So again, for tomorrow, it would be that lesson 55. Right now he's working through, or he starts actually the Earth's layers. He was working through earthquakes and volcanoes and things like that. So he actually just had a quiz today. And that activity, those activity pages are in here. Again, we are a solid 55 pages in. And everything's just in this notebook. I pull everything out and I put him in these little folder things. So like for instance, for Friday, he knows that his pages are in here. That's kind of how I've set it up. I just kind of wanted to show you guys real quick. So that is what we've been working through. Let me give you guys a flip through of the workbook. Just kind of looks very simple. I basically just printed out those activity pages. So he, like I said, he just reads his lesson, does his activity page, and then that's it. So that is the earth science. That is what we've been working through. He's enjoying this one. So now the other thing, from the all-in-one, we ended up pulling out the civics. Now, the reason why we pulled out the civics was because he did American history through core knowledge last year, for the remainder of the school year. And then he was doing it when he was in public school. And we started noticing that a lot of the stuff that he was doing through the civics in the all-in-one, a lot of the stuff he was recovering stuff that he did last year. So we ended up pulling it out. I researched a little bit. While I researched, we ended up doing this selection lap book from Homeschool in the Woods. I had him read through Draw the Vote, which is just like one of those comics or whatever. He really enjoyed that. So he read through that. It took him a month. I kind of separated in like a month. So all of August, this is what he worked through. He finished his lap book, which I feel came out amazing. He really enjoyed doing this. Not only that, it kind of gave him a little bit of a mental break, and he got to get a little bit of his crafting juices out, and he really enjoyed doing this. So that is what we worked on through the month of August. Okay, so what I ended up researching and finding out was that Chicano studies or ethnic studies is actually covered as a credit for high school. So I decided to go ahead and do that. So I was able to find the textbook that is used in most schools for Chicano studies. This is by author Rodolfo Acuña, which is also the creator of Chicano studies in California, and it's used for colleges, and some high schools actually also use this, but mostly colleges. Now, the reason I decided to go with it because it was kind of hard to find any other textbooks that were going to be simple enough of an introduction to the ethnic studies. So this I was able to find as an ebook. There are different editions of it available. This is the edition that is used mainly for Chicano studies. Not only that, the author Rodolfo Acuña also created a like a teacher syllabus kind of thing. It's not necessarily a teacher's manual per se, but it does kind of break up the lessons. It gives you a couple discussion questions along with a couple lecture type videos or just regular educational videos, or even links to like other websites with information, articles, things like that. So the other thing that you need for Chicano studies is this book here, at least for his version of it. Voices of the U.S. Latino Experience. That also I was able to find as an ebook. These are very expensive books. So I did try to buy them, but they're very expensive. So I was really grateful that I was able to find them as ebooks. This one I did print out completely. That one I didn't. That one I feel he can just read from there. So the guide itself doesn't really break up the lessons per se. But it does kind of give you a little breakdown as to what you're going to be learning, a couple discussion questions like who's to blame. You're going to read, obviously, whatever lesson you have. This is also going to give you some of the years that are going to be covered in that lesson, along with, sorry, I'm trying to have it focus, what chapter to read from Occupied America, and then what sections to read, part 1, part 2, and then part 3 from Voices of the U.S. Latino Experience. So it kind of tells you what to do. Now it's obviously up to you to figure out how to break those up. Now this has 16 chapters. The way that we're doing it is we're spending 2 weeks per chapter, and that's kind of how I'm breaking it up. Also, the reading's a little bit more, you know, just easier for him to complete in one day if I break it up that way. So that's just the way we've been doing it. And like I said, we've only have read part of chapter 1, and then we did the pre-lesson, which was what is Chicano, and it was just more of an introductory lesson. So that's what we spent on last week. So for this, there's no workbook. It's all Socratic, discussion-based. Because it is used in colleges, it's all essays or just writing your own thoughts, things like that. Obviously, my son is younger than college student, so I am making it a little bit simpler for him. So I am piecing a couple things together because you guys know me. I like to piece things together, and this year I'm not really piecing a lot of things together. So this is kind of where I'm able to be myself and piece things together. So I'm kind of excited because it's also a topic that I've always been interested in learning. So with this, I created him a little notebook. Now he picked this cover. This is a cover for the 9th edition book. He picked it. He liked it better. So this is his notebook. All the pages that he has for the next coming up lessons, I just kind of print them out and put them in here. Some of these are some of the links, like this is a link from one of the maps given here. But we're just kind of notebooking through it. You guys know me, I love notebooking. So his first one was, what is Chicano? I'm using some of my old pages that I had created for him to write down vocabulary words, map things. We already got to do some artist profiles. He got to do some Maya stuff today. He didn't finish. He said he was going to finish tomorrow because he had to go with his dad to work for a little bit. But that's kind of where we're at right now. And he got to write his name in Mayan hieroglyphs. So, I mean, it's very simple. But I do feel like right now it's still the introduction. So I'm sure we're going to get a little bit more in depth with all the lessons and everything. I'm just really excited to see how his little notebook ends up. So that is what we've done for our history, I guess, credit. Now, Spanish, we do have a foreign language credit that we have to cover this year. We've been using Spanish grammar. This comes with audio that you can download for free. It's going okay. Vincent is my child that struggles a little bit with the Spanish accent. I'm not moving him forward until he really can get the lesson. So we've been stuck on lesson 1 for a bit, guys. And it's just greetings. So, but again, I don't want to do what the public school system does, and I'm just going to string him along. No, we're going to learn how to, you know, properly say all these words before I move him on. So that's kind of how we're working through our Spanish. He's enjoying this. Like I said, he just sits here, listens to audio, repeats what he sees, and then that's it. So it's a very simple, no more than like a 5-minute lesson. The other thing is art. Art also, we're going to be starting a couple things actually. Once the climate or the weather gets a little cooler, we're going to start a couple things. I'll share with you guys what we're going to be starting. We're keeping it somewhat simple right now with the art. We only do it like 2 times a week or so. That too is a website that I found. Let me see if I can pull it up. This is the website I found. It is a WEEBLY little site put on by Mrs.ZOTOS, which is an art teacher for high school. Now she has, it's almost like she set up this WEEBLY during COVID because everything is very set up for you to be able to work from it at home. So I'm assuming it was like 2021 that she set it up. So she has Art 1, which is a credit that Vincent is working on, and I'm so sorry that it's not focusing. So it's Art 1. It does get, the website does give you a syllabus, see distance learning. It gives you a syllabus and your lessons. So now we're not really going directly into like all the units and all that good stuff. We're kind of just working through the assignments. So for instance, he just recently did lesson number 3, which is Dream Bedroom. And he has, he has his art sketchbook here, and this is just kind of where he does his lessons. So that is the one he did there. And then this art book here just kind of gives him a couple little things. These are printables from TPT. And for that, like, I'll just have him work on a couple of topics that I feel like we're kind of learning on here. But again, we're just kind of doing this about twice a week. I did get these sent to me by the author. Now, this is a high school to adult level kind of just little workbooks. So Christine was very kind to send them to me. She actually watched my video and said that she saw that Vincent was going to be working through art and was interested in maybe having him try this. I told her, sure, why not? Now you guys know I haven't taken any sponsors in a couple years. I haven't taken any affiliates. This, she gifted me. I am not even sure if we're going to use them yet or not. It is a very kind of cool way of introducing art. And the reason why I'm saying that we haven't started yet, because I feel like this, I've read through both books. I feel like this style of art, Adrian would enjoy more. He likes more of like the given a task or, you know, things like that. And that's kind of what this book is. It's like a art book. You have to keep an art journal. And throughout the book, it gives you little missions and tasks to complete. This to me seems like more of Adrian's alley. So right now he's not working through any kind of art. So the reason I haven't really had Vincent start is because I'm kind of considering having Adrian do them, because I feel like he would enjoy this a lot more. So this is what the book looks like. Now for this curriculum, it's not even a curriculum. It's just like a little art workbook, like a fun little mission. You learn about artists, you learn about techniques. You have QR codes that do send you to some like video lessons of some of the art activities that you're given. For this one here, and I do have everything because I was going to have Vincent start it next month when the weather gets a little cooler because it's really hot to be up here after lunch. So this, I might actually have Adrian started. I feel like he would love this. So for this, she asked for you to have a little 5x8, kind of like a little journal to kind of keep some of your missions that you've completed. Like a rough draft kind of sketchbook, and then obviously a better sketchbook for some of your final art projects. So I already have all 3 books that we would need for these. But like I said, I'm kind of halting on it because I feel like Adrian would enjoy this more. So I'm still trying to figure that out. So that is art. Now, the other thing that I'm considering starting, like I was talking how there's going to be things that we start later on. Auto fundamentals. So I went to the homeschool convention. Vincent, if you guys, well, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you guys don't know, but my boys help my husband out a lot when it comes to the cars. I mean, my boys are doing full-on oil changes, rotating tires, changing flats, I mean, they're doing a lot of stuff when it comes to cars. Now, Vincent has shown a lot of interest in auto mechanics. So when we went to the homeschool convention, we came across this. Now, this is not secular. It's obviously by, what is it? The company name? I forgot. I'm drawing a blank. I am drawing a blank. What is this? Sorry, Christian Light Education. Now, the problem with that is that no secular company sells anything like this. So I did have to go with a Christian company. Obviously, there's nothing Christian about it besides just it being a company that released it. So we have your workbook, we have a textbook, we have quizzes, things like that. We haven't been able to start this. And again, like I said, part of the reason is our schoolroom gets very hot after lunch. So we are on very limited time as to how long we can be upstairs for. So this would obviously be something that we do after lunch. So like I said, this is going to be something that we wait on either later October, November, or even December to start it. I'm even thinking January. So this does count as a credit for like an elective. Okay, so that is the other thing. And again, we probably won't be starting this till later on. The other thing, obviously, math. He's still working through the teaching textbooks, Algebra 1. He's really enjoying this. I love that I don't have to teach anything. This is going great. I don't think this is going to change at all. It's something that he's really enjoying. Go ahead and sign off for now. If you guys have any questions, please feel free and let me know. I will be posting a video hopefully here soon for my 7th grader and then eventually Evelyn. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching and we'll see you next time.